Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you. You get fairy dust and I get fairy dust and this little friend gets fairy dust. And let's talk about it. Let's talk about one of the deep, deep, deep wounding thoughts. I feel like there is a core selection of like deep wounds that culminate in certain thoughts. And one of them is, I am stupid. I am stupid. And it's really funny because I've tried to record this a couple of times. And one of the times I said, I want you to tell that I know that I'm not stupid. And I will tell you that I had to check my little self. And I feel like there is a part of me that still needs to work on this wound. So, full disclosure, I am in progress, but I am over 90%, if not 95% there. So, that's a done deal. Second thing that's kind of tricky about talking about it is just even uttering the phrase, I am stupid. So I don't think I'm going to say it that much. We'll see what happens. But is a very deflating and hard thing. And I think that it's not just hard. I think it's hard even for me, even when I'm in full teacher mode, or I think much less. I think it's more if I'm in teacher mode versus therapist mode. In therapist mode, I don't ever remember feeling my own feelings or feeling my own level of a certain thing. But anyway, let's continue. I am stupid is a tremendous, tremendous wound. And what I realized this morning, this sentence, I am stupid, is a Horcrux that either somebody intended or did not intend to make inside of you and inside of me. And so we have to do something about that Horcrux. We do. Or we're gonna pass it on, and it's gonna bleed through in our life, and there's always gonna be a hint, no matter how much money we make, no matter how famous we become, no matter how well behaved our dog is, no matter what accolades our children bring, we're always gonna think a part of us is stupid if we do not heal that Horcrux. Now, I'm guessing if it's not this for you, you've already moved on. And I would suggest that you do that. This is for those of us who have had severe trauma, substance abuse homes, people in recovery, people healing childhood trauma, people who've been abused in many different ways that there are to be abused. And one of the ways of abuse is psychological. And one of the ways, and it's a pretty easy trick to play on a kid. It's a pretty easy trick. And as I'm sitting here thinking, it's even like I've got so much part of our humor in our family is sarcasm, and I did pass that on to my children. Unintentionally. It was more. I was, way more unconscious than I am now. But sarcasm is a real easy way to pass that shit on, like rolling of the eyes or, any number of passive aggressive kind of responses to a dumb answer. And children, they're just learning. And so they say crazy things. And I can remember being, Jesus, I didn't think I was talking about this. I remember being, I think in the 4th grade, and I don't, as you know, if you follow me, I don't have many childhood memories, but I do have a few. And one of them is, no, I can't talk. Oh, that's so funny. I love this. Okay, I'm gonna share it with you. I drew Snoopy getting married in the 4th grade. And so I could draw Snoopy. It's one of the things that I can do is I can draw Snoopy. I can't talk. And in the little caption in Snoopy's wedding, I wrote something along the lines of, will you be my awfully wedded wife? Or awfully wedded wife. Awfully. Oh, this is cracking me up. Oh, that is so funny. I promise it's not because it's too much of a wound. I promise you, it's not that. But it is interesting to talk about the I am stupid thing. I think it's more of that than this. But I do remember, even though that they were, I'm pretty sure, because I feel like I obviously was highly intuitive then, but I feel in my core they weren't mocking me and shaming me, making me feel like a piece of shit. But I do remember feeling ashamed. And so that's all I'm just trying to say here, is that I think it's an easy one to pass on intentionally or unintentionally to our children. And so for those of us who are raised with parents who are super duper unconscious into their dramas and their affairs and their bullshit and their substances and all that, the shit that they do, slash shit we do or we did, that we can pass that shit on. And so whatever. The only thing that we can do, don't worry about your kids. Your kids are going to be fine. The only thing that we can do, if that is in us, is to heal it. That's the only way. Is it must be healed. And that is fine. And we're going to figure out how to do that. And I'm going to figure out how to teach you on Instagram. And I'm going to figure out how to teach, more in depth on my own website. Like I don't have all the answers yet, but I know that I'll get them, or we'll get pretty goddamn close, But I am stupid as a Horcrux. It's not you. You weren't born thinking that. Again, just think back to children. Yay, like look at this, look at that, look at that. They don't think anything that they're doing is stupid. They love everything that they fucking do. So this was learned. This was learned along the way. And people with the highest IQs, I guarantee you this. I would, gambling's not one of my issues, but I would bet good money. Sorry if I'm being a trigger. I would bet a large amount of money that there is a percentage of Mensa, the high IQ people, that have this Horcrux, that walk around in the world still thinking that they're stupid, even though that they passed that fancy test. People walk around in the world right now who are way less intelligent, quote unquote, by whatever standards you want to use, whatever, just, any terrible standards. There don't need to be standards, but let's say any standard of tests. There are people walking around with less of that than you that feel smarter than you. And there's people that score way higher on those tests or whatever than you that feels like they're quote unquote stupider than you. So even if you take all the tests and omens and you get all the degrees and if you still walk around with that fucking Horcrux, the minute you stub your toe, I'm stupid. The minute you drop a thing, I'm stupid. It's a Horcrux and it just needs to be healed. And so go on your journey, go get a therapist, go work on that shit. In the meantime, I'll try to figure out how to heal, to make the healing of a Horcrux better and easier for you. Love you. Love you, love you, love you, love you. This was one for me, but it has been lifted. All right. Love you for the most part. Bye.